You have big dreams. You want to build something. You want the life you picture in your head at 2 a.m. when everyone else is asleep. But there's one problem. You can't seem to actually start. You know exactly what you should be doing. Wake up early. Work on the project. Go to the gym. Learn the skill. But somehow, every single day, you find a way to avoid it. And it's not because you're stupid, and it's not because you don't care. It's because deep down you know you're capable of so much more, and that gap between who you are and who you could be eats at you. At first, it's just a small guilt, a quiet voice in the back of your head. But give it a few weeks, and that guilt turns into shame. Give it a few months, and that shame turns into identity. You stop saying, I'm procrastinating, and you start saying, I'm just a lazy person. And once you believe that, you stop even trying. So how do we actually fix this? Most advice online tells you to delete Instagram, block YouTube, put your phone in another room. And sure, that helps a little. But it doesn't fix the actual problem. Because even in a room with zero distractions, you'd still find a way to avoid the task. The problem isn't your phone. The problem is something deeper, and it has a name: friction. Every task you avoid has a certain amount of friction attached to it. The mental resistance you feel before starting. And here's the part nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't calculate how important a task is before deciding to avoid it. It calculates how much it costs to start it. The bigger and scarier a task feels in your head, the more your brain treats it like a threat, and the harder it fights to keep you away from it. This is why I'm going to work out for an hour fails, but I'm just going to put on my shoes works. This is why I need to write my business plan fails, but I'm going to open the doc and write one sentence works. The task didn't get easier. The entry point got smaller. So here are 2 ways to actually break this. First, shrink the first step until it's almost embarrassing how small it is. Don't tell yourself you'll write the essay. Tell yourself you'll write 1 paragraph. Don't tell yourself you'll clean the whole house. Tell yourself you'll clean 1 shelf. The goal isn't to trick yourself into doing less. It's to make starting so easy that your brain doesn't see a reason to resist. Second, use a timer, not a target. Tell yourself you'll work for just 10 minutes, and if you still want to stop after that, you can. Most of the time, you won't want to stop, because the hardest part was never the work itself. It was the moment right before you started. Once you're moving, stopping actually feels harder than continuing. This is the same reason a small snowball rolling downhill turns into an avalanche. It's not that the snowball got stronger, it just kept moving, and movement built on movement. That's momentum. And momentum is something willpower can never give you, but action always can. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more discipline. You need a smaller door to walk through. So next time you feel that resistance creeping in, don't ask yourself, how do I finish this? Ask yourself, what's the smallest possible way I can start? Because the life you're imagining isn't built in one big leap. It's built one small, unglamorous step at a time.